You know, we report on this show and on Fox Business how we get a lot of polls, and certainly out of Iowa, a lot of polls. But you know, at Iowa, they're almost consistently wrong. With Republicans lately, like always wrong. But there is an interesting parallel we were following here. Did you know that Marco Rubio is placing third in a lot of these polls? Not all of them, but a lot of these polls, behind Trump and Cruz, although that varies up here. But do you know he's in the same statistical position, the polling position, that Rick Santorum was 4 years ago? And of course, Rick Santorum went on to win. Now, that doesn't mean anything in the scheme of things. It does tell you polls can be wrong. They can be surprising. Does history repeat itself that we're so focused on the likes of Trump or Cruz taking Iowa that it's someone else entirely? Former Bush Quayle Deputy Campaign Director Mark Serrano. Mark, what do you think?
Neil, it's an interesting comparison because Rubio's number is so close to Santorum's at the same time in 2012. And the Real Clear Politics average in 2012 was very accurate for all candidates except for Santorum, where he had an 8-point jump. But, you know, Rubio is no Santorum. Santorum had a lock on the evangelical vote back then, and Rubio is appealing to an entirely different base of voters. You know, Santorum had evangelical endorsements. Rubio's got endorsements from George Pataki and former Senator John Kyle, the Des Moines Register. These are, you know, stalwart moderates in the Republican Party. So Rubio really is targeting a very different audience. I do not believe he will enjoy an 8-point jump like Santorum did.
You know what I'm wondering, too, about the effect of the evangelical vote, because it certainly isn't following evangelical patterns.
Right.
When very prominent evangelicals, I'll throw Sarah Palin in the mix here because she's very popular in that community, and she endorsed Donald Trump. Jerry Falwell Jr., very popular evangelical community draw, backs Donald Trump, many others. And I'm wondering whether that shows either that group of voters is looking at other things, not just religiously focused, or there's a big shift going on here. What do you think?
I think there is a shift going on. If I had predicted anything, it would be that if with any block of voters, I didn't think Trump would do particularly well with the evangelicals. He has completely disproven that because of those endorsements. And, you know, the truth is, I believe he has very, very effectively split the evangelical vote so far, as long as we can tell, with Ted Cruz. And then there are others who are vying for it, including Huckabee especially, and Carson. So I believe there is some sort of shift going on.
But by the way, you mentioned an interesting point there. That crowd, I don't mean to demean the same crowd, but if you have Huckabee, you have Santorum, you have Ben Carson, you have Ted Cruz, they're all appealing to that evangelical vote, assuming it's this amorphous block that it was once deemed to be. You could make a case where Rubio or someone else runs up the middle, or even a Chris Christie.
It is going to be split. If these endorsements mean anything, it is absolutely going to be split.
And it doesn't take much in a state like Iowa. Even if a record 150, 160,000 vote, 4 or 5 candidates splitting it, you could have a winner with less than 40,000 votes. Right?
Well, the other thing, too, is you have to take a look at is the model for campaigns is shattered. Trump is Look, Trump is waging a campaign that is effectively a hostile takeover of the Republican Party. This week, to me, proves that. And so all convention is out the door. I believe he's splitting that vote. I believe he's building a rather broad coalition. And, you know, when he's, you know, right or wrong, when he picks a fight or takes a stand like he did this week, I believe it's really about one thing. It's about drawing turnout on Monday, because if he were able to win Iowa, he's really got a commanding lead in this race. So that evangelical vote is very interesting. I think because Santorum controlled it in 2012, I think it's very much split this time.
All right, well put, Mark. Thank you very much. We'll see, and maybe get some signs in the debate tonight.